My name is Raju Guzel, and today I have a special guest from India. His name is Advocate Togo Basar, sir. So today we are going to talk about war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So let's start. So Togo sir, what do you say about the war between these two countries?
Rajuji, it's very unfortunate. There should not be war, any war also actually. Because we have already seen the dreadfulness of the war in First and Second World War.
Okay.
And sooner it stopped, the better. I feel like our developed nation and the superpowers, they are not sincere enough to interfere for a holistic solution. So recently, in a way, I support Modi ji regarding the demand for the restructuring of the UNO. Because we need the representation to African and the Arab and the Asia country also. Like India and Turkey and like your one of the countries in South Africa can be given that permanent Security Council membership, like having veto power. Because the world is changing so fast, maybe the old system is now unable to like see the interests of some countries to pacify peace and all. I see it that way.
Then actually matter is going issue between the religion also.
Yeah.
Armenia is a Christian country.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think that can Armenia get any help from the Christian country?
Actually, responsibility falls on superpower only, developed nations. Because biblically, of course, you are supposed to help a pro-Christian, like your co-believer. But how far they will help and not, that has to be seen. But in the view of the corona pandemic and all, which can be seen as a divine curse, I think they need to introspect. And maybe they have to be good Samaritan, first helping their own co-believers also. Like
I heard that some Muslim country indirectly helping the Azerbaijan.
Yeah, a new political equation is coming up. Now, the Arab countries seems to be relying on China actually. Directly, indirectly, China is also seen behind it. Because it's always have been game for oil. All the previous war, like Gulf War and all. Because this clash is for interest only, business interest only. So, this need to be tactfully dealt with. This issue might boomerang into a bigger issue. Fortunately, right now the clash is between not two nuclear-powered country, and it has happened in a place which was least expected. Like this shows, like in present time, matchstick might trigger in any place. It's so unpredictable, like. But at least the tension has in a way shifted from your Pacific, your Black Sea, where China and this America was at loggerhead, and in Ladakh, where India and China was was in a very vulnerable situation. As for now, the tension is in a way shifted there.
Now on this matter, Russia is also going to involve.
Yeah, Russia need to play a proactive game, because ultimately Russia is Orthodox Christian country only. Okay, and even the Vladimir Putin, his voters will be maximum pro-Christian only. So I think pressure will be on him for saving Armenia before it is rooted out.
Okay, then Russia is going to favor with Armenia.
Yeah. The problem is actually the Turkey have been the part of the this one like your NATO, but it has to be seen कि Turkey is now emerging like anything, because earlier there was even rumor that they have captured large nuclear bombs and all, atom bombs, kept in their disposal by the NATO. So, and this Israel interest is there, like it want to come closer to its arch enemy Iran, because by helping this country against Armenia, he might get a base there. So now world this one is changing like.
Then what do you think that the war between these two countries can get any effect to other countries also?
Definitely there is, because Muslim people are very sentimental.
Okay.
So they might, so Western countries, Christian countries should involve this UNO and all. Maybe directly interfering might not be also good also. But if Russia is convinced, maybe France and England and all, they should unitedly do something about it. Because like, you have to fear the God's spirit also, na, in a way. Ultimately he rules. And he will never like someone being battered only because he's a Christian country, you know.
So actually we are from India,
Yeah.
talking about the Armenia Azerbaijan. But what do you think if India go for support, then which country India will favor to go for?
Now actually the thing is that India should maintain peace and neutrality and talk for like a sort of a peace deal. Because like this NAGARO KARABHAK, this can be made as independent country. But if at all war is there, and instead of fighting in our own Asia, it might be better for India to help them like Pakistan, to prove a point like. Because you have to be practical, right? If you fight here in India and with the China and Pakistan and all, but this collateral damage will be too much. Because both are nuclear country, even Pakistan also.
Do you think that Pakistan is also indirectly supporting Azerbaijan?
Yeah, there is all the report that Imran Khan has sent his army there.
Okay.
In the
Openly?
in the return of assurance that they will give the oil and all for 10 years. Because Turkey is very rich in its oil reserves, and so far there was an agreement with the Ottoman Empire earlier, for which they were not allowed to use the oil. Now that period is, I think, finishing in 2021 or 25. So it might come up like a measure this one. Because even the Saudi Arabia was once under Turkey only. Na?
So finally, what will be the solution between these two countries?
Solution is thing is that we need to pray for them as a world body. At least, actually, there is too much of negativity now in whole world actually, because what we think it affects actually. Lately, there have been no Olympic game also, because when there was Olympic game, at least that anger and frustration was burned out in a different field, like different field and level and all. So that's important. So we need to have Star Trek program and all, actually, so that in a bigger way, so that people have the opportunity to ventilate their frustration and problem and all. Because already we are losing out a battle in the form of environment. Because the population is exploding like anything. And we have only one planet only. We have no other planet, right? And people are least bothered about the consequences on the future generation. Saying is easy, everybody is saying, but nobody is doing anything like that. Now, we need to even encourage the good Muslim preacher also. And maybe some sort of incentive and support should be given to them also. There has to be a, multi-level approach to bring a peace in all the level. Because only one approach might not do now. Because this is not case of ISISI where terrorism was being fought. Now it is getting a, trailer of the Third World War in a way. Because involvement of country like Israel and all. Now we are definitely in a deadly situation. So I would exhort all the spiritual leaders of the world to please pray for the world peace. And this is the most challenging moment in our history of mankind. And we might not survive to even regret also if there is a Third World War. That's the dangerous part. People are so much filled with, adventurism by seeing Bollywood and Hollywood movies and all. But they don't know how painful it is, facing the death and all, mutilation of arms and all. And the civilians, God only knows how much they are now suffering there in Armenia and all. I heard even medical hospital have been targeted by these jihadis recruited by these countries. ISISI and all. These terrorists are, I heard now they are going to fight against, they are already fighting against Armenia and all. And there is no respect for Geneva Convention now.
Finally, in last moment, I would like to ask you that how do you like to advise between these two countries, Armenia and Azerbaijan, to become peace on this one? How do you like to advise them, both countries?
Now actually, DNA-wise, genetically, both the people are from same race only actually. And even from the biblical point of view and the Islamic point of view also, both are from the same ancestry of forefather Abraham only. Okay? And actually, some of the values and the tradition of the Christianity and the your Quran, Holy Quran, that in fact predates even the arrival of the prophets, like Lord Christ and Moses, this one your Muhammad also. Because now the researchers have seen similar kind of story in your Mesopotamia and all. In the there are this one remnants in terms of their language, ancient language and all. So now we seem to have carried lots of extra baggages in terms of emotionality and all, which is not needed actually. Because in the name of religion, now if you carry extra baggage, then you won't grow, isn't it? So now that is the problem actually. And there are some business houses, they are so powerful that I heard like one family in America is having like a minimum 60% of the entire wealth of the world. And they have been directly, indirectly responsible for all the war so far. Even on the death of John F. Kennedy also like. So now people has to introspect. Because the worldly richness is not the main aim as a Christian, right? Because you talk and boast of being a Christian country and all. So I think there has to be a very matured interference and decision in this matter. But, yeah. At least in Russian context, Putin has the political will to take a decision. Without seeing interest also sometime. Like he interfered in Syria. So actually this their advisors like of this your Pentagon and like your Moscow and all, I think they should really now pray hard, because the problem in one country might come also actually. You never know into this time that it's like a body part only, na? If one body get a cancerous tissue, you have to think 1,000 times na, before cutting it out also. And you can't just sleep also, right? So now whole world is like one body only actually. You like it or not, in today's context, that you are now compelled to take a decision in tandem with the view of the divine, like this one, peoples, I would say. Like for example, now in Corona times, you are not supposed to mingle with the people so much around. But the West must, like wake up now, because in a way they have been responsible for all the mess. Because they have been, today also in a way there is a sort of intellectual, colonization, like. And somebody joked like even God is a cosmic dictator, like Kim Jong of the dictator, like cosmology. So our West, especially America and all, they are seen as sort of like dictator only actually, intellectual in this one. And people expect nothing will happen without their knowledge actually. So how come many sophisticated weapons of like NATO have come in the Chinese factory? That is also a question, right? So who gave the blueprint and design and all? So now things that like some country have made the weapon is the the best way to earn money actually. People have to learn that by earning the good repo, good character, then only like they will survive more. They have to know that actually now. Enough is enough with this like weapon purchasing and shelling and all.
Finally, our prayer is that become a peace between both countries.
Definitely, everybody of us, we now need, because already we are burdened with this corona, and the worst thing humanity will want now is this war, and this is going to be the main myth, right?
Yes.
War, na?
Yes.
We have no time to love also. Now again war. This is too much. I think UNO should take a very strong stand, and give and take is always there, na? As I suggested earlier. So if necessary, one Arab, one more Asian country, and one African country may be given as super like security member status, because you can't have the monopoly, isn't it? Because when there is a feel of deprivation, that revolt will be always there. Because though some countries openly doesn't show their resentment, but they come out in a different way, isn't it? to show their resentment. So, if we think whole world is a one nation, there has to be a brutal honesty in talking and a solution out. So maybe like, and another thing is like, regarding the UNO leadership also, like Secretary General and all. For example, in this matter, some like those who matter, the ground reality is to be seen. Na? Those influential people in these countries who are fighting now, they may have to be incorporated in UN also to bring a peace. But peace also comes at a cost. You have to work for it. Like, for example, if you have a Indian with a Mongolian background, even liked by China, and if he is proposed as the Secretary General of the UNO candidate, so will there not be peace in Asia? Now, actually, this is a global era. We should stop thinking in terms of we are Asia and they are West and all. And that onus of burden is more on Western people now. Because so far they have been enjoying, they have been in the vintage position so far. So they must take out time and energy, even if there is election right now in America. But they should think themselves as elder brother in terms of blessing of the God, more blessing, and they must act now seriously, or before the world ends, before the doomsday comes prematurely. Because even in official doomsday, there is a chance that Lord will come to give judgment, isn't it? But if there is a premature doomsday, so everybody will be at loss, isn't it? Because these guys have political will, like terrorists and all. So if state really protects them like this, because if Pakistan has really sent their army in the guise of terrorists to fight for them, because world may go haywire, you can't be able to control the world. One day, the whole world will be like a horrible place to live. Others' business is nobody's business. That approach has to be removed. Like, because our people are spending so much time in posting worthless thing in internet and Facebook and all. But why we are not writing for peace and all? That's the painful part. Okay, because if everybody writes, then there will be peace in cosmology actually. What we are getting back. We are hurting the nature, so we are cursed, na? Like your corona and like war and all. So we need more good peoples who are not only ritualistic inside the church and temple and all. Because today even praying has been made as the ritual only, just like banging the bell, without emotional feeling in the heart for the God and the divinity. Because unless that is there, our prayer will not reach to the Lord and Savior and all. And it became more challenging in today's time when we can assemble also. Because when the group congregation used to pray earlier, there was lots of, spread of the positive energy. So it became more now important to pray more vigorously. And in a way, for a born-again Christian, even if there is a war, it's good only actually. Because death is a cosmic joke, as the great people says. So in fact, they don't fear anything like. But my real story is for the new converts who will never know the beauty of praying together in congregation and in healing crusade and all. As for us, we have done enough of it before the warning came. Because today it is like Noah's flood only, isn't it? And today also, if you people are not realizing, then it's too much. Because it's a warning in a way, Corona, and now you want to again fight and all. So I think this one, the developed countries, they must interfere and they should make sure that there is no fight. And maybe I think somewhere attacking the China also, it might be, they might be also responsible for this sort of mess. Because in China newspaper also there was impending danger of imminent attack from the America earlier, before the election. Na? Okay. And Chinese is also very powerful. And before a concrete proof comes, like regarding their involvement in Corona and all, the benefit of doubt can be also given to them, isn't it? Because my way or highway will not do. Na? This is, we must now have a new approach where one's professionalism and one's finer parts have to be also respected, whatsoever his community or race be. You must respect the talent into this time. Because this is a new world. Now people are marrying from each other races also. There's so much intermingled now.
Thank you, Dr. Wasa. We have to pray to bring peace in this world.
Yeah, that is
and,
there.
Our pray, and I would like to request all the people of this world, please pray continuously to become a peace
Maker in this world.
maker in this world. If you like our program, then please hit the like button and bye.
Thank you.